Last night, and what a pleasure it was to shake hands and hug and reminisce for a minute with everybody. We would have started earlier, but modern technology, the live stream doesn't start till now, so Ron just gave me the thumbs up, and so here we are. I'm under some pretty specific instructions here today. As many of you might know, Tammy didn't want to have a funeral. She wanted to have our grandkids come and hug on her, love on her for a minute, and when she got close, and then when she made the transition, as hospice calls it, when she transitioned, she just wanted to stand around the bed and hold hands and me say a few words. And thank goodness for our California daughter, Sarah, who spent some time with us in St. George here a couple of weeks ago, who's a nurse who's been around this kind of thing. She with me and her tag team, and we talked Tammy into a brief service here. So we're grateful. We're grateful that we're able to do this for her. Born June 19th, 1959 in Ogden, Utah, and she passed away March 11th in our home in Cub River. Honorary pallbearers are her son-in-laws. And adopted brother Matt Smith, Matt Smith, Brett Bloom, Trevor Hatch, Ben Turnbow, Malik Van Hooser Bowles. And she asked that I conduct this, and when we decided we was going to have a funeral, we had Sarah and I talked to her quite a bit that night. We went to bed and was laying there in bed, and she says, "Now, I got a couple of requests if you're going to conduct a funeral. I don't want it to be a ball fest." You've listened to me do this for 48 years, and you're telling me that this can't be a ball fest? I said, "I'll do my best." And she says, please, no lonesome dove quotes. So there goes half my vocabulary. I can't bawl and I can't quote anything out of Lonesome Dove. We're going to try to honor that too. Pat's played the prelude and postlude, and life sketch is going to be her daughters, who were responsible for that beautiful obituary. Then Dixon is going to play a him and Tammy's. I'll let him tell you about that if he can. Waterfall. Then we have a poem that was written by granddaughter Macy Plunging, and that's going to be read by the grandchildren. And then I have a few marks prepared. We'll go to that point. Life sketch, girls. And remember, I have the last word.
I'm gonna do something.
We're already off? Oh, we're already off. That was my introduction.
You'll get your introduction.
Okay.
I just want to go off the cuff a little bit, and I want all the grandchildren of Tamara Bowles come stand right up here. This is for posterity, plus the cardboard. Oh, Matt's grabbing it. Hunter, you can't do anything without Hunter.
He's going to be so mad at me.
So look at these beautiful kids that Tamara and Zan, grandkids that they got. And they were so loved by their grandma, and still are. And we're pretty proud of them. So, you can sit down. I just wanted to show that. Now it's your turn.
Well, I laugh a little bit that my dad had instructions from my mom because we got instructions from him and they seem pretty hypocritical at the moment because our instructions from Dad were to keep it light, keep it fun, keep it casual, and no tears, which it's like he doesn't even know us and it's like he's not genetically responsible for what's going on here. We didn't get crying from Mom. That's not that Mom would have been able to do this. So the last few weeks with Mom have been pretty special. Well, they've been special and they've been hard. But every time that I would leave the house, I would spend 25 minutes to drive home, trying to reorient myself into being the role of being a wife and a mother, because I had just spent hours in the role of a child, under the care of loving parents. I think all of us logged individual time with Mom, where she held our hand, she caressed our cheeks, she told us she loved us, and she apologized on repeat for the grief that she knows she knew we were now carrying. And a few times, literally from her deathbed, she would ask us if there was anything that she could do for us. We gathered and she mothered right to the very end. One evening when we were all together, I even got told that my tone was a little snotty. It was. She was right. I'll have to live with that. So that's how it went. She was mother, we were children, and we drove her completely nuts right until the last possible moment. Those childhood dynamics started to slip back into place, and we found ourselves saying a lot of things like, I think it was you that were like, squeeze my hand and find your favorite ad. She did. It's just because Dixon wasn't there. I'm getting to that. We would say that, we'd say, tell me I'm your most useful child, and those of you that know us and know our family know that you're going to hear from the favorite child in a minute when he plays the piano, and there's a reason why we didn't give him time at the mic. No, I swear, if you say about waterfall and me quitting piano on the spot, do not tell that part of the story. So he's the favorite child, but there is still some jockeying to be had for second or third position. And so I'm just going to say that, Mom, if you are watching today, I'm going to draw attention to the fact that 2 of us are about to be super useful. And 2 of us are going to stand here like waterworks. And I'm just going to hope that the points are going to be awarded accordingly. That's all I'm going to say. This is the finale right here, guys. And I think there should be some bonus points. Should we do it?
Yes.
Okay, you go first.
Our mother, Tamara Smith Bowles, peacefully left behind the cares of this world on March 11, 2026, in the comfort of her own home, surrounded by those of us who loved her most. She was raised in Hyrum, Utah. Tamara entered this life hot on the heels of her older brother and Irish twin Thom. What were you thinking, Grandma? That just doesn't seem right.
We need hot on the heels.
Hot. 3 sisters would soon follow, completing the family and cementing a lifetime of friendship and sibling support. After a childhood of carefree adventure in Hyrum, her parents, Gary and Dawna Smith, changed the trajectory of Tammy's future when they moved the family to a rambling farmhouse in the open fields of Fairview, Idaho. After a brief, claimed, but never proven, stint as a barrel racer, Tamara graduated from Preston High School.
Dad has a similar story about a rodeo clown, and we don't believe that either. Life for Mom truly began when she married the other half of herself, Zan Bowles, on August 9, 1978. Plunging roots into Fairview soil, though Smitty was quick to point out it's really more like sand. It was sand. Zan and Tamara built a life they loved. For our parents, those years centered on service and a deep sense of community and faith, but most of all, family. Born with an innate gift for motherhood. I heard my dad say that phrase on repeat the last few weeks. Born with an innate gift for motherhood, Tamara gave birth to 6 lucky children and had the joy of raising 5 of them. Though we are devastated by our loss, we send her off with love to the brother who has waited patiently for more than 4 decades for his time with Mom.
Eventually, yielding to Zan's dream to live in the mountains, he always said he wanted to be able to ride his horse from his backyard. Tamara found herself a Fairview transplant in Cub River waters among new neighbors and new friends. The mountains soon became her sanctuary, her mountain home, her refuge, and her new friends beloved.
If Mom loved us, and we never doubted that she did, she loved the 5 sons-in-laws we brought into her life even more. Quick to take their side in any argument, real or in jest, Tammy saw and nurtured relationships with them individually, forever appreciating the love they had for her children. She loved them and they loved her. I didn't put this in there, but we lived under constant threat that if things went south in our marriages, that we may not like who she chose. I don't know that there is anyone that has a better track record as a mother-in-law, and really that says a lot about someone, but she had fun relationships with all of them, and we should have made you guys do this. Now that I'm thinking about it.
As much as she cherished the title of mother and found joy in her role as a mother-in-law, there is little doubt she loved being grandma most of all. She was Grandma Cordy to most, Grandma Roxy to some, and to the youngest, simply the grandma who lives in the mountains. Mom was the magic maker for her 22 grandchildren. Selling chocolate milk for kisses and withholding Oreos for hugs, Grandma's world was steeped in tradition and sleepovers, endless fun, Bear Lake family reunions, Tattle's birthday breakfast, Christmas cabin sleepovers, and rodeo nights with bottomless bags of licorice are just a few of the intangible keepsakes of Grandma's unconditional love. There's this story behind the selling of the Gosner's milk. We 4 girls took to procreating rather quickly, and Danny taking the prize. And soon we were outnumbered by the little people. Mom and Dad had a separate fridge out in their laundry room, and it was full of Gosner milks. And there was no limit on drinks, according to Grandma.
Not Dad.
The kids would set their milk down, and when they couldn't find theirs again, they'd just open another one. By the time we would leave, there were milk containers on all 4 floors in varying states of completion. My dad would spend the rest of the evening gathering milk boxes. Would he toss them? Oh no. That's not Zan. Zan does not waste food. He would slurp his way through the house until his lactose intolerance would start acting up. But Zan didn't want to quit. He plowed through, listen, the entire time. I don't even drink out of my kids' straws. It was my mom that finally decided that we either come up with a system or watch Dad implode. That's what began the selling of the chocolate milk. Britton, share your little story about this.
I didn't even ask you if I could do this, but the days following after Mom passed, I was taking a moment with Vincent and we were snuggling, and I said to him, "What are you going to miss the most about Grandma?" And he didn't even say a word. He just looked at me and went, which was the sign, the standard to answer the standard answer to the question of Grandma, can I have a chocolate milk?
She never said a word.
I'm not so sure that Mick didn't even give her a kiss after she passed. That's how ingrained it was. He came running in when things were pretty close and she wasn't really coherent. He ran in and gave the cutest kiss on her cheek and ran out of the room, and we're just like, oh, sweet. And then we're like, you want some chocolate milk? You want some chocolate milk? So. We would be remiss in paying tribute to our mother without again acknowledging the beauty of our parents' love story. Dad said it best. We may not have done everything right, but we did do marriage right. I loved her every single day. It was a marriage that leaves a mark not only on their children and grandchildren, but on all those who were privileged to witness their friendship and devotion to one another. From biannual, that might be, it might have been more than that. Biannual, a lot of trips to Jackson Hole, countless hours of Monday night football. Zan and Tamara did most things the way they liked best, which is together. It has been a privilege the last few weeks to listen to our dad talk about our mom. And Mom's concerns were always about Dad. We're supposed to not let him move into the camper. In the driveway. I don't know. It's a big ask.
I was really afraid he's going to become a sheep herder. Letting those little
we have fears, and Mom knew them, and we're going to do our best. We're going to do the best we can.
Although the victor in multiple battles, Mom always told us that cancer would eventually win the war, and like always, Mom was right. But she never fought alone. And today we say thank you to all those who walked this road with us. Dear friends, like Connie Hansen, who quite literally walked beside her. Our mother loved you all. We'd like to express gratitude to Dr. Beckstead, Megan, and the respite hospice team for holding our hands in our darkest hours. Yours is a noble calling.
Mother, you are the kingpin. Another phrase we heard Zan say many times the last few weeks. You are the kingpin, the heart of us all. Envisioning a future as a family without you hovers on the unfathomable. Today it is that. Dad is going to botch a few birthdays, and he will highly doubt he will let us all into the bed at Bear Lake. I haven't even told Dad this, but even Mom couldn't help it sometimes. I'm pretty sure he forgot my birthday last year. So it's gonna happen. Even Mom can't fix everything. We will likely never put straps on our fitted sheets. I didn't know. Apparently,
I put straps on my predictions.
gold star for you. And we are definitely not going to iron our jeans. I don't think any of us picked that up.
We really missed that one.
I actually, in the last couple of weeks, when we brought her home from the hospital, one of the first things Dad, when I asked if there's anything I could do, he said, yeah, throw in a little laundry. And I immediately was like, ooh, I'm going to have to ask Mom. And I asked Mom, and I should have known that if anything was going to get her out of bed, it was going to be to follow me to the laundry room to watch me put in a load of laundry. I felt sweat as she watched me sort clothes as I sorted, and I watched her watch me. And also, it was all those Saturday morning chores when she'd come in and check around the toilet.
Yeah.
Scary. So we're definitely not going to iron our jeans. We are not as classy or as meticulous as you. But this we will promise you, we will love each other with the fierceness you expect of us, the way you loved us.
Well, Mom made Dad promise not to use a low-step phone, but I never gave such a promise. And that's what I've grown up with. Most of my talks with Dad ended or began with something from Augustus McCrae or Captain Woodrow F. Call. So Captain Woodrow F. Call said, live through it. That's all we can do. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna live through this. Today we celebrate Mom and the life she lived. She lived well, loved big, and would want us to do the same. We love you, Mom.
Well, I guess I'm saying something about this song. I'm going to play a song called Waterfall, which has been a classic for me. If you've ever been around the house when I was in junior high or high school, I'm pretty sure that Mom made you sit and listen to me play this song. She'd say, go pound out Waterfall for us, if ever there was a piano around. And that's always just been our song, but what sticks out to me now and what I wanted to share was, I learned that one of the first songs I learned growing up, maybe 10, is when I started working on this. So early, in fact, that I didn't really understand the bottom hand. I couldn't read the bottom clef of the music. I didn't know how to do that part. And so learning this entire piece, she sat right next to me and she taught the bottom hand. And she would tell me what notes those were, and just long enough so I could remember them. I couldn't read the music. She would tell me enough times that I could memorize it, and we'd go on from there. I actually have a tattoo of her sitting right next to me at the piano, because that's where I'd come home and visit, and I'd go up and play, and within 5 minutes she'd be sitting right next to me, playing with me or singing with me. So this is Waterfall for Tammy.
longing to go back in time, as we raced each other inside and immediately put our grimy hands into the Oreo jar, then into the fridge to grab a milk. All we hear are the sound of giggling and crunching. Then July hits, rodeo burgers fill our mouths as we impatiently wait to go and get dinner. Once we get seated, the licorice and Skittles get passed around. The bowls come out strong, but Grandma's grip is stronger. It's over and we all push together for one last picture. All of a sudden, it's time for the cabin. It's like we've never seen a house before. Chaos enters the mountain home as we fight over who sleeps where. Soon it's time for games. The dice hit the wooden table. Laughing and yelling fills the cabin as we play for a bag of quarters that feels like $1,000,000. It's time for breakfast. We wake up to the smell of sausage. Grandma is warming the syrup to pour over the stacks of pancakes, and just like that, we're getting pulled out on snowmobiles again. We didn't realize we were growing up until everything became a last. The last rodeo, the last cabin, the last time we'll all be together. When you could have given up, you kept fighting for your family. You put up a long, hard fight. We'll always be proud of you for that. Grandma, you were supposed to be at our weddings, our graduations, and every big life moment. We don't know what comes next, but we know it won't be the same. No matter how hard it is, we will fight like you did. We will fight the tears, the shaky hands, the emptiness. You aren't on earth with us anymore, but we know you will find a way to still be in our lives. Even when we can't see you, we will hear you in every story, see you in every smile, and even feel you when we drink Diet Coke. You won't be forgotten. You will continue to live on through each one of us. We will forever be grateful for those memories you gave us. They will never be forgotten, but forever cherished. As our time altogether comes to an end, the memories won't fade, they will grow stronger. The moments may be ending, but our family will always remain, and the love you guys gave us will live on, in every one of us together. We don't know how to say goodbye, we've never been good at that, so we'll say see you later.
I told these grandkids earlier this morning, a little family meeting we had, that she lived for her grandkids. She loved the grandkids. She tolerated the rest of us, but she loved the grandkids. And thank you for that. Lisa, thank you for that beautiful music number. You know, my other daughters played the piano, and after he started pounding that out, after about 6 months of lessons, they all quit. I said, no, you can't get embarrassed about that no more. It was kind of fun. Tammy was constantly telling me I need to update my wardrobe. Zan, you ought to buy you a new shirt once in a while or something. And we're looking at that Bowles in Germany book back there a while back, and that was 18 years ago. I still have some of the shirts I was wearing. I bought me 2 new shirts Saturday. Smithfield, I wore one last night. I was going to wear one this morning, but then I saw this last night, and that picture. I still have that shirt. So the new shirt's home in the closet, and much to Tammy's chagrin, I got a shirt on we took a picture in 10 years ago. So. She would have loved this. This is what she wanted. She wanted a casual memory shared. And grateful that we're able to take a few minutes and do that. Brene Brown, one of my favorites. Don't look away. Don't look down. Don't pretend not to see hurt. Look people in the eye even when their pain is overwhelming. And when you're in pain, find the people who can look you in the eye. We need to know we're not alone, especially when we're hurting. And I have felt that this week. And I've had people stand and look me in the eye. And I appreciate the strength that I get from you as you hugged me, shook hands, and we celebrated the life of this wonderful woman together. Over in the Clarkson Cemetery, right close to Martin Harris's grave, there's an inscription on a tombstone. And it says, "The light from our household is gone, a voice we knew is stilled, a place is vacant in our hearts that never can be filled." The last few mornings, I get out and wander out to our new furniture that Tammy wanted to buy. I told her I was pretty happy with our old furniture, and then she said that we're in two separate chairs. She says, I want to buy something that you and I can sit by each other, and we can touch, and we can hold. And I think she knew, and I didn't say a word. She went and took care of that for me. We have new furniture, and every morning when I go out and I sit in that chair, I used to wait for the door to open back up and her come out, and we'd start our morning together. But the last few mornings I sit out there and my eyes glaze over, my heart goes numb. And I wonder, what am I going to do? I can't fathom a life without Tammy. This is new territory for me. I shouldn't be surprised by how I feel. And I want to read something to you that I wrote a while ago. And it helps now me. In the last 10 or so years, I've actually done a little bit of writing, journaling, wrote essays, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But this is one I called, and I just wrote this one just a few months ago. And I called it Sunday Musings, and I sent it out to my daughters in Dixon. It's talked about the wisdom of old age, and I think it's just coming to the realization only a few things really count. As the fires of youth start to flame out, you lose some of your drive for fame and fortune, you have the ambition you used to have, you realize the only things that really matter are family, love, honor, and integrity. Everything else just becomes old news. Talking to Andrea last night, she mentioned how things are sometimes so hard because we love so deeply. I told her I had a post I wrote a while back when Benny was diagnosed, and I decided I want to send it to y'all, and this is that post. Here I sit in another waiting room. Mom and I spend a lot more time talking about our mortality than we used to. I'm reminded of a quote I memorized in the mission field. I think it was Sir Walter Raleigh. A line out of it goes something like this: whilst thou art young, you think it will never end, but behold, the longest day hath its evening. Mom and I find ourselves in the twilight of our lives. Since Mom's cancer battle, watching my friend Tim die an inch at a time, and now Benny's diagnosis, I thought I would share some thoughts I wrote down. When we love something deeply, our sense of grief on the other side is equally as deep. Being someone who never grieves is a dark and cold place, and we should not fear it, for when we love, we will grieve at some point. As we rejoice in our life and the joy that comes from living, we should always be aware of the potential to love and to grieve. This all teaches us that we live in a fallen world. We were made for something deeper and more meaningful. Life is not about a destination or arriving. It's about the journey and making the most of every day. I love you all, Mom and Dad, and I sent that out. And so I'm not surprised that I sit in my chair and my eyes glaze over and my heart goes numb because I loved her deeply. We carved out a beautiful life together. We'd pull in our Sugar Creek Lane and would look at that little gray house up there on the hill and comment a lot of times, we have a beautiful life. We have a beautiful place, and we love it. And it was just too short. It was just too short. Victor Hugo in an 1870 novel said, she broke the bread into 2 fragments and gave them to her children, who ate with eagerness. She hath kept none for herself, grumbled the sergeant. Because she is not hungry, said a soldier. No, said the sergeant, because she was a mother. And that's Tammy. She lived for her kids and her grandkids because she was a mother. I'm grateful for that. Robert sent me a text the other day, Saturday, and I just want to read the line out of that for you if I could. I think it sums up. As far back as my memories go, Aunt Tammy is there, cutting my hair, doing music programs for grandparents, being at the heart of all things Bowles family and Fairview also. And as the incredible obituary stated, the love that you two shared is an example to you all, to us all. I love you, Aunt Tammy. Thank you, Lord, for this. And I appreciate the conversation we had on the phone that night, or that day as I sit down in the park. It was a beautiful obituary. It says that Tammy married the other half of herself. And you know, if you watch the news and get caught up in what's going on around you, sometimes you can get kind of a bad attitude about life, because we live in a broken, brutal world, and if you concentrate on that, it's not good health-wise. And so Tammy and I at nights would like to sometimes find something that was a little more uplifting to watch. And our latest was All Creatures Great and Small. And the 6th season just came out, and Tammy and I got through all of them except the very last episode. And she, at this point, it was just a couple of nights ago, at this point she could no longer, she wasn't coming out of her room and sitting in her chair and just wasn't doing much that kind of stuff. But in the final scenes of that episode, Siegfried, who's the main character, and Mrs. Hall were talking about relationships and finding the other person. And Siegfried says, I kind of believe in what Plato says, is that when the souls were created, they split them apart and sent them to the earth. And the way my mind works, I went out and I Googled that, and it was actually in a play, and Aristophanes actually said it. And when the souls were created, Zeus thought they were too powerful. And so he split them in half to humble them, and then sent them to the earth, Greek mythology, of course, and sent them to the earth, and then they spent their earthly time trying to find their other half. Tammy and I found each other early. We were two halves, wandering around. She was 19 and I was 21. And we come together, we became whole again. And you can see what we built together. I thought that was good. It says that she had an innate desire, or an innate ability to raise children. I don't know where this came from. Right from the word go, she had wisdom beyond her years. And I spent 48 years sitting next to her, standing next to her, and listening to her on the phone with her sisters, with our children, with spouses. And she's giving them counsel and advice, and I'm thinking, where did that come from? I mean, no wonder they call Dad, where's Mom? It's never Mom, where's Dad? They call Dad, where's Mom? And sitting in that chair in the house or in the car, and she's imparting counsel and advice. I'm just amazed at how deep her wisdom was. She just came prepackaged. It was just there. And as I walk through my girls' house and I see the chore charts and I see the Tammy things on the fridge, and I thought, man, it's a chip off the old block. They talked about, and they were very kind about all the traditions we have in our family. What they didn't mention that I come along behind grumbling most of the time, and services might be downgraded a little bit, kids. I hate to tell you this, things might get downgraded just a little bit, but we're going to try our best. I'd like to take credit for one tradition that I have. And that is on Valentine's Day, I buy flowers and chocolates and I deliver to all my daughters. But as I got thinking about that, we started clear back when he was young, and she says, Zan, you need to teach Dixon on how to treat his sisters. Thank you. And so she told me what to do. She told me, you get some flowers, get some chocolates, and Dixon and I go get them, and we deliver them to school and do all that kind of thing. And it's just a tradition we've kept up for years. And it wasn't too many years into it, I don't know, but Danny said, Dad, drop the flowers, just upgrade the chocolate package. And I've even done better than that lately. I got Natalie, goodies by Natalie is what we've been delivering. But the last couple of years, I've been in St. George. So their older brother, Matt Haslam, has taken the reins and delivered Pretty good. He's not. I think they're going to be disappointed next year when I show up. Andrew said, he makes an awful good Santa Claus, but he's not a bad Cupid. We may not have done everything right, but we did do married right. We did do married right. And I think that kingpin in the obituary is my word. People casually look at our family and they would, I've been the one out front with the titles and making all the noise and talking about myself for 48 years. But who's been home doing the real work? It was Tammy. Who's been home with Department of Wisdom and knowledge that she had kids and grandkids and everything? It was Tammy. And those of you that know best know that I'm an accessory to that. Tammy was the kingpin. She's the one that we're where we're at because of her. And I heard her say on more than one occasion, sometimes in jest and sometimes maybe with just a little bite to it, that I'm just going to be known as Zan Bowles' wife. That's all I'll ever be known as Zan Bowles' wife. And you know better than that because you're here. Thank you for that. We had a wonderful life, and we brag, and maybe that's why we're at 66 years old. That we brag that all we really want is to get our kids raised, get them married, get them in homes, and anything after that's going to be bonus years. And we've been living 15 years into the bonus time. That's not nearly enough. Just want another 10. And in 10 years, we'll probably say, oh, then we just want another 5. That's the way life goes here. I'm pretty good for the one I have to do. My mantra the last several years has been that this life is suffering, and the sooner you accept that and wrap your head around it. This is another one of my posts. I didn't send this one out. This is just in my writings. Where did I leave off? The sooner you accept that and wrap your head around it, the better you're going to be able to cope. I've changed my thinking this past year after watching Benson and Tammy. This was written October 20th, 2022. Okay. I've learned that you can suffer and celebrate simultaneously. Suffering is universal, but it doesn't have to consume your life. Our one job as family, friends, and neighbors is to be able to identify, acknowledge, and alleviate as much suffering as possible. This precious present is all we have for sure. I hope we can grasp this and experience the inexplicable joy of now. This life we're called to learn to love on this earth, now in the present, and be less judgmental, more accepting and inclusive. It isn't always cut and dry on how to, and everybody's on a separate path. Therefore, it's very messy and human. Love is as close to divinity as we get in this life. The rest I'm not going to worry too much about, because learning to really unconditionally love, not being judgmental, and connecting daily with as many people as I can takes all my bandwidth. Someone smarter than me is going to have to figure the rest of it out. All I know is that when it gets sorted out, the end result will privilege love. The end result here today is I sent him out with love. Great way. I want to close with one of my favorites. I have a few of them. This is a poem by Rudyard Kipling. He wrote it in 1897, celebrating Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. She served for 60 years. She served longer than that, but this was a celebration of that. The Diamond Jubilee was a celebration of 60 years of her as the Queen of the British Empire. And at that time, it was said that the British Empire was at the peak of its strength. And they said the sun never set on the British Empire. It was that large and powerful. And this poem that Rudyard Kipling wrote was controversial for some time, but you can now find it in our hymn book, or it was in the hymn book. If you get bored in a meeting, God of our fathers known of old is, I think, the name of the hymn. But this is part of that. God of our fathers, known of old, Lord of our far from battle line, beneath whose awful hand we hold dominion over palm and pine. The tumult and the shouting dies, the captains and the kings depart. Still stands thine ancient sacrifice, a humble and a contrite heart. Lord God of hosts, be with us yet, lest we forget, lest we forget. When the real history of mankind is finally written or disclosed, I wonder if it'll feature the echoes of gunfire or the shaking sounds of lullabies of women like Tammy. Will we talk about the great armistice made kings, the great armistice that kings made and captives, or the peacemaking of women like Tammy in our homes and in our neighborhoods? Well, what happens in cradles and kitchens proved to be more controlling than what happens in Congress and Parliament. I will miss her every day of my life. I will miss her until I take my last mortal breath. And so my plea, my hope today is, let's not forget the beautiful life of this woman. Let's go forward. Be more kind. Be more gentle. Be more forgiving. Be more inclusive. And that's how we can honor the life of this wonderful woman and mother. Thank you again for being here. She wanted this very casual and uplifting, and I hope you felt of her here today. We're gonna bring these services to a close. Dixon's gonna play the final number, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then at that point, let's go home. Try to put a life together without Tammy. See what that's gonna look like. Oh. Reset. Dirk gave me a book, and I wanted to close with this. It's a book. The man sitting right back here in the back, written by Martin Short. Make it great. Make it great. And I didn't ask Marty for permission to use this, but I went above his head and I asked his wife, and she told me. And I changed a couple of words in here to fit this application. I now have daughters and a son of my own, and they will live in a different world from mine. But bedrock principles of perseverance, integrity, honoring appropriate boundaries, and maintaining balance are as unchanging as the mountain I live on. I have lately become aware that all the wisdom I might possess, if not honored and shared, will dissipate and fade back into this world from which it was distilled. I hope to be diligent in weaving the threads of old wisdom into my own experience and sharing what I have known to be true. I trust my children will carry it forward, adding to it, magnifying it, using it to kindle their own guiding stars, finding the right way to do things, calling on the experience of us that have gone before, that their lives might be joyful, long, and storied. May you go forward, may your lives be long, fruitful, and storied. Thank you.
By the way, it ain't dying we're talking about, it's living. Sorry, Ben. I had to get one in.
forward now somehow with that. I don't know, I didn't remember.